Now the video you're about to watch of me making mods to that bike is just me detailing the mods I made. I am in no way suggesting you should, you ought to, or take no responsibility for any mod you make to your bike. I'm just telling you what I did. All right, just story of what I did and what I'm happy with. And let you know, you could if you so choose, but I'm not telling you you ought to choose. Understand? All right, that's my legal disclaimer. I did this to my bike. I'm not saying you ought to do it to your bike. Just saying, I did it to my bike. Well, here it is, my little baby Bonnie. I call her Bonnie. That's my Electra Cruiser 1. Since the last time you saw her on this channel, I have put 8-hanger handlebars on there, bigger than the ones before. The ones that came with the Electra brand, or the ones I had on it were Electra brand. They were 13 inches. These are 19-inch 8-hangers. Really like them better. But I'm about to make some major modifications to it. All right. Yeah, it's still gonna say Cruiser 1 right there, but it's gonna be 3-speed. All right, got a heavy-duty 3-speed hub. It's Nexus hub, and I got to get that sprocket put on it first, and then hopefully it will fit. I may have to spread the what do they call it? What do they call that? Not forks, but the dropouts. I got to spread the dropouts out. Maybe. Let's find out. Well, I did have to spread out the dropouts. I had this axle from another bike project from a while back, and I just put it between there and put the nuts on the inside, and I would spin them around with a open-ended wrench, as they call a spanner in England, one rotation at a time. I did not have to move them very far, just a millimeter or two, really only about the thickness of a quarter. Then once I got the wheel put in there, I just made sure it was spinning fairly true, and then hooked up the wires with my Suicide Shifter, and I was ready to go. Rode it around for a few weeks and then decorated it with lights and rode it in a Christmas parade. Oh. Hey, how are you? How are you?
How are you?
Gonna have a little fun again.
Yeah.
So, setting out. Going to ride in the parade, get this thing all Christmas light up. And the phone holder's bumpy. That's why you're seeing me bump a little bit. But I'm liking the bike. Let's have getting camera view. All right, well, it's a Sunday afternoon, and this coming Tuesday will be 2 weeks since I started the modifications. And it rained that next day, and it rained for a solid week. It took me, I put the sprocket on here that first night, and then the next night I put the hub in. I did it inside. It was raining and really, really cold. And I did have to spread out the dropouts just a little bit. I used an axle, an old axle I had from a bike, and it would turn them. I think it wasn't missing by very much, just like the thickness of a quarter was all I had to spread them out a little bit. But anyway, I got it on there. I fiddled around with where I wanted my Suicide Shifter from Lawless. I had it here, but it was a little too close. I thought that's where I wanted it after moving it. I tightened it up. I'm gonna have to get something to patch that up. Then I realized after riding it, when it was down in third gear, I really wanted to move it up just a little bit more. Put the Kroozie Stealth on here. I have a love-hate relationship with this so far. I'm going to be doing a YouTube short video review of the Kroozie Stealth. It's well made. It's well made, made out of good materials, and I think it's very stylish. That's what I like. Does it fit my bottles well? Not so much. So you'll have to watch my video on that. The Cloud9 seat. Now I love it, but I spent about a week hating it. So I'll detail that in my coming review of the Cloud9 seat. That'll also be a YouTube short format. All right. As I mentioned in the intro, you probably haven't seen the bike with the 19-inch F&R apes on it. I really like the F&R apes. These 19-inch apes, I really like them quite a bit. I used to have an electrolyte on there. It failed. I had it for about 2 years. This is just a cheap light I got off of Amazon for about 13 bucks. Need to put more batteries in it, but so far, it's 13 bucks. I'm happy with it for 13 bucks. But it's got some bug damage from when I carried it in my pickup truck, and the bugs hit it. So anyway, whatever. It's 13 bucks, you know, so it's a nice light. Put the Lawless Suicide Shifter right here. Really like it. Still, even with the cup holder there and the shifter here, I'm still able to put my little U-lock in these little bars right here on the Electra. I think it just holds the U-lock real well. Just some little Velcro ties to hold it in place. I've had this little kit for a while. I decided to go ahead and put it on as long as I was making these mods. I don't know if I'll keep it there, but you know, hey, if I'm stranded, I have a little emergency pump. It seems to stay all right, and it gives me a place to keep the key for my lock when I'm not going inside. So it says Cruiser 1, but it's got a Nexus 3-speed on it, and I got it adjusted right, so you can see it's that little yellow mark is supposed to be between those two yellow lines, and so it does a good job doing that. And that little yellow mark right there. So anyway, I've had it now. First week or two, I was only able to ride it a little while because we just had a lot of rain. But I rode it in a Christmas parade last night. Rode it 4 or 5 miles around town, a small town near where I live and where the Christmas parade was yesterday. I'm about to go on a 5-mile ride with it this afternoon. I like the modifications. My Cruiser 1 is now a Cruiser 3. Just still says Cruiser 1. And that is, once again, Husky brand, the wheels with the 12 gauge spokes for my fat butt to hold up. And I really like it. Shimano Nexus 3-speed. And really like my Sweet Ride Electra light on the back. Still, I really like it. It does a good job, but I wish it would do had some flashing modes. All it does is go on or come off. Can't really see it in the daylight, but it's pretty bright at night. All right, and of course that is the had that since about the time I got the bike, the back rack. That's the Electra Cruiser style back rack. And like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna keep the emergency repair kit there or not, but for now it's doing a fine job. All right, so I ride for recreation, not for sport, and I really do like my Electra bike. Never really liked the color of this bell, but that's what they had at the bike shop when I first bought it, and it still works, so I keep it. All right, I'm going on a 5-mile ride. Thanks for watching the Big Lou 2, and that's the story of how I modified my bike. Really enjoying the gears. I don't have a whole lot of heels around here, but when I do, it's nice to have them. And just riding in 2 is about like riding the Electra 1 in the only gear it had, the Cruiser 1 in the only gear it had. So anyway, loving the Lawless Suicide Shifter. The clamp works great. I'll touch that up with a little bit, but it's a 2-year-old bike. I'm not going to sweat it too much. But where it's at on my frame is where I wanted it. I had tried it further up. I had tried it further back. And I really thought it was there. And then I said, nah, it's a little bit in the way of my knees. But right there is about perfect. So anyway, thanks for watching. Once again, I'll go ahead and close this out. Cruiser 9 seat is awesome once I finally got it adjusted. And the Kroozie Stealth, jury's still out on that. Well, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like the mods that into it. And I like being able to shift. And I like the little Suicide Shifter from Lawless.